Hey builders, welcome back to a Building Blocks Breakthrough Journey. So we're going to continue on with building block number 2, and this time we're going to talk about component number 2, which is identifying obstacles. Now, obstacles, I want you to think about what is standing in your way right now with your 9-week project. So for example, for me, at the beginning of the pandemic, they closed the gyms. They've since reopened them, but that doesn't mean that I am comfortable going back into the gyms. Because if you recall, I have severe asthma, so I'm not comfortable going back into the gym. So that's still an obstacle for me, even though we did set up a mini gym for me down in the basement. So that's one way that I'm handling it, but it's still an obstacle for these 9 weeks. And also, my project is taking place during winter. So I run outside about 2 or 3 days a week with Cooper, if you recall. But with winter coming and with my asthma, I simply cannot run outside when it gets too cold. And so I'm going to need to think about how I'm going to adjust with that obstacle of no longer being able to run outside. Now, so let's dive in to component number 3 of building block number 2, which is risks. So a risk is what you're doing is that you are identifying a potential problem that might happen in the future. Now, an obstacle, you know that obstacle exists. With a risk, what might happen that might throw me off track? Well, my project is taking place during Christmas time. And so that means that my husband, who is a fabulous cook, he likes to cook and bake, a lot of cookies, and he likes to gift them away. And so there are a lot of Christmas cookies in this house. And so that's a potential risk for me for eating and diving into those cookies. And also with him being a fabulous cook and how much I appreciate it so much, but then we also have some fancy meals throughout the holidays. So that's something that I'm going to have to potentially look at in the future and be able to navigate. So there you have it. That's components number 2 and number 3 of building block number 2, which is planning. So next up, we're going to dive into the actions that I'm going to take so that I can best meet my project goal.